All right, you guys already know what it is. What is up, everybody? It is Jaggy here for another live stream of AFC Wimbledon. This time it's going to be AFC Wimbledon versus Charlton Athletic. Charlton Athletic, a decent side. If we check the run of form, actually, I think, yeah, so they won 3 out of the last 5 and then drew their last, the last 5 games. They won 3, drew 2. And if I'm not mistaken, do they still have Lyle Taylor? No, I don't think so. But they do have Oshilaja, though. Oshilaja used to play for AFC Wimbledon. It seems to me like Charlton Athletic is a home for former AFC Wimbledon players, from what I noticed. But anyway, in terms of the lineups here, Charlton's going to come out with a 4-2-3-1, although it doesn't really look like that on Google. It looks like a 4-4-2. I don't know why. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at AFC Wimbledon. Sorry, 4-4-2 for Charlton Athletic. They also have Ben Watson in their subs. Is that the Ben Watson, the one that got the game-winning goal against Man City in the FA Cup? Yes, it is. That is. I am not going crazy. That is the Ben Watson. Okay, but anyway, in order to counter that 4-4-2, it looks to me like we're playing a 4-2-3-1. Classic 4-2-3-1 that we've played within these last, 7 or 8 games. There's like 5 or 6 out of those 7 or 8 last games we've played 4-2-3-1. We have Ryan Longman on the right-hand side, and guess what? Ayuba Sal making the start on the left. Instead of Jack Redoni, we're going to be having Ayuba Sal, the young academy product who already notched a goal this season, coming in against who is it that he played against? Yeah, it was against Shrewsbury. Yeah, he came in against Shrewsbury. His first touch of the ball was him poking a little bit of a deflected knockdown header from Jack Redoni off of a cross. And yeah, Ayuba Sal, I am really excited to see how he's going to do today. But the 2 center defensive mids are going to be George Dobson and Jaakko Oksanen. Okay, Jaakko Oksanen making the start as well. And then Alex Woodyard as the attacking mid. And then we got Ben Hennigan starting at center back. Luke O'Neill starting in the right back position. Che Alexander left back. Che Alexander can alternate between left and right back, respectively. So yeah, several changes being made today. No Guinness Walker, no Redoni. And I'm very interested to see how we're going to do today. Obviously, no Ole Palmer, who did start at the striker position last time out, but this time we're going to go back to the 4-2-3-1. So several changes here. I hope they do work out in the end. And that being said, let's pull up the game today. Looks to me like they're still going to be warming up, and also, of course, Nick Zanev starting in goal once again, getting the call up. His first 2 games in the league so far, he has absolutely shined, and he has answered the questions that have been asked. Sorry, he has answered the questions that have been asked of him. How will he do in his first 2 games for AFC Wimbledon? And he's absolutely shined. He's answered the questions that he's been answered. Anyway, I just woke up, guys. I haven't had my breakfast or my coffee yet, so I may end up making a mistake or two, but, it's normal. It's all for the commitment. It's all for the commitment, baby. Unfortunately, I may provide some more bad luck because apparently they still haven't won. In my 8 live streams that I've done, I think I've done 8 so far. This may be my 9th, and they've lost 5, I think, and drew 3 or drew 4, either or. But I think they drew 4 and lost 5. I think I've done 9 live streams. Okay. So this is my 10th, I guess. The 10th one of the season. Still yet to get a victory here, but we'll see. I'm as stubborn as a mule, guys. I'm gonna keep doing these live streams until I get a win. All right. Looks like they're gonna be starting up in just a second here, so I'm gonna set up my scoreboard, my makeshift timer, I should say. Makeshift timer. My scoreboard in general is kind of makeshift. I have this little background that loops. As you guys can see, there's a little bit of a pattern that moves around. Yeah, it's just a makeshift scoreboard overall. But yeah, so in terms of Charlton's goal scorers, let me take a look actually. Charlton Athletic goal stats. Like I said in previous streams, I don't know too much about other teams in the league. In League One, I only really know about the Premier League and a little bit about the Championship. So their top goal scorer looks to me like it is an AK. Secondary goal scorer is Connor Washington. An AK with 12, Washington with 11. Let me look at the lineups. Yeah, so Aneke is going to be in the sub today. It looks to me like it's been a recent pattern, actually. Every time AFC Wimbledon have been playing as of late, their top goal scorer has been on the bench, I guess. So I guess, I'm not complaining. But Connor Washington is starting out in the left striker position with 11 goals. And then Stockley, how many goals does he have this season? I am not entirely sure. I don't want. I'm blind. I'm blind as a bat, guys. The game already started, so I kind of want to focus on that right now. Alex Woodyard on the ball here. I will set up the timer in just a second after this play is dead. Luke O'Neill over to Che Alexander. Is going to play a 1-2 with Alex Woodyard on the left-hand side. Let's see if he can create something. Tries to play a ball over to Piggott. Interesting that Che Alexander's playing on the left-hand side here, though. I'm actually not sure if he's right or left-footed because he seems to me like he's both-footed because he can pump some balls into the box with either foot. Anyway, on the right-hand side, a low cross and a hold-up from Piggott and a shot coming in there from, Ayuba Asal. Shot was deflected after the little knockdown from Piggott there. Nice return pass there from Joe Piggott, and then Asal with the effort there. Partially deflected out for a corner kick. Nicely done there for Wimbledon to start. Let me set up the timer. Corner kick comes in, header away. Right back over to Jaakko Oksanen, who was the corner kick taker. Pumps it high, looping ball. Headed away, but back to Dobson. Tries to play a threading ball inside, down the middle to Jaakko Oksanen, but unfortunately wasn't able to reach him. Picked up by the goalkeeper. Play's not dead yet, though, so I can't get the Giazzo. Anyway, nice little knockdown from Ayuba Sal, and Ryan Longman is trying to be threatening here, making a run down the middle. Plays it over to Piggott, turns, hits, deflected. Jaakko Oksanen was there to maybe try to poke it home, but it was cleared there. The defender tried to clear it, but I think it might have bounced off one of the Dons players there, and Jaakko Oksanen was there maybe to try to sweep it up and finish it, but it was cleared once again. I will get the Giazzo right here about the initial play. It was very nicely done by the Dons to start. Initially, it was a 1-2 between Ryan Longman and Che Alexander. Che Alexander put the cross in, and it was headed away. So the GIF will start right here as Woodyard picks it up. I'm trying to get the GIF right now. There's an injury for Charlton Athletic already. A little bit of a knock, so I was able to get the Giazzo in time. Just going to load up in a second. I'll post it here for you guys. Already? Are we having a substitution for Charlton? Interesting. I'll keep you guys updated on that one for any Charlton fans out there that are watching this potentially. Okay, I got the Giazzo. So yeah, for those of you that are new, I just came up with this new thing a couple games ago when AFC Wimbledon were playing Shrewsbury and Shane McLaughlin did this really nice skill move where he controlled it with the outside. It wasn't a snake necessarily, but it's hard to explain. But he did this really nice skill move, and I ended up Giazzoing it and posting it in chat. And I'm like, you know what? I should start doing this more often. I should start doing this for actual plays. so that those of you that don't have iFollow will at least have a little bit more of a perspective on the game. So, yeah. It comes at a cost, though. Every once in a while, if I'm not quick enough, then I may miss something that happens afterward. Anyway, Wimbledon pumped the ball up to Luke O'Neill, who actually came up really high from the outside back position. Luke O'Neill likes to go up, but I feel like I feel like Che Alexander should be the one that goes up from the outside back position more often, because Luke O'Neill is not as pacey, for one. And second, earlier in the season, obviously this is earlier in the season, so I don't want to knock him too much. This is the current period, current time. But every now and again, Luke O'Neill would lose his mark defensively, especially if he overcommitted defensively. So I feel like Che Alexander should be the first candidate for going forward, but we will see Luke O'Neill going on those journeys every now and again. So we'll see how that pans out. And then, of course, Will Nightingale, once again, starting. He has found his consistency, finally. And then Ben Hennigan and Darnell Johnson kind of alternating. I think Darnell Johnson got injured last time, so I think he may still... that may still be the case. I don't even know if he's on the team sheet right now. Yeah, he's not on the team sheet, so he's still dealing with that injury that he picked up last time out. Anyway, throw-in coming in for Wimbledon. Ayuba Sal on the reception there, able to shield the ball at least for a split second, out for a throw-in once again. Yeah, so last time I got a decent amount of viewers, actually. I think I peaked at 14, 15, and a few of them were Wigan fans. A couple of them were just watching the game because they placed a bet on it. Anyway, long throw coming in for once. Usually Wimbledon don't really have a long throw, but I guess they do with Che Alexander there, but it was headed away. So far, Charlton Athletic getting the better of AFC Wimbledon here in terms of the set pieces, defensively at least, for Charlton. Long ball played up to Che Alexander, but it was a little bit too far ahead. So far it looks to me like Wimbledon are doing better in terms of pressuring in these first 7 minutes. They are putting pressure on Charlton's back line, and that's what you like to see. In the beginning of the season, they were, pressing, but it was mainly on the counter. They would mainly sit back under that 3-5-2 formation. I mean, not sit back. They would play a 3-5-2, but you'd think under a 3-5-2, you'd be more offensive. But they did sit back and they did counter, which 3-5-2 is decent for counter-attacking football, but it's not necessarily the best for not conceding goals, because they would concede quite a lot early in the season. But you could also attribute that to just them as a whole not playing well defensively. Anyway, Charlton trying to, number 2 playing it out wide to number 7, plays the cross in. Nice header away there from Will Nightingale. I got to get the numbers here. So it was Gunter playing a nice little through ball down the line there to number 7, who's not on the team sheet apparently. Jayesimi, I think, who came in as a sub for whoever got injured there. So played the cross in. It was about head height, easy pickup there for Will Nightingale. But now they have it once again on the right hand side to Shinny, forced to play it back to Famueo. We got a lot of African names here for Charlton Athletic. Famueho. We got Jayesimi. We got Matsen. That's more of a Finnish name on the left-hand side. Left back position. But Charlton are trying to knock it around here, trying to fight some space, but Wimbledon so far defensively having some good shape. Jaakko Oxenen on the press here. Unfortunately commits the foul. Come on, you don't. Let's go. Keep the faith, baby. Keep the faith. Every now and again, I'm going to look at the results around the league, though. So, that being said, free kick knocked high and forward, easily won there by, once again, Will Nightingale. So far, he's doing a good job at winning the aerial battles. 1-1 Accrington Wigan. Interesting. And Accrington have seemed to me like they've been overachieving this season. Right now they're sitting at what, 8th or 9th? No, actually they're sitting in 12th as they have lost their last 3, but still they've been doing pretty well across the first 35 games or so. Anyway, Charlton, nice little knockdown from number 19 in the middle after a goalkeeping clearance on the left-hand side. Cross comes in, and it was deflected there from Luke O'Neill. It was Will Nightingale on the deflection there. It's a goal for Charlton Athletic. It was a pretty simple goal there. Goalkeeper knocked it forward to Shinnie, who had a nice first touch and played it to the left-hand side for, I think that was Washington making that run on the left. No, who was that? Number 27, actually, no. It was number 27, Millar. The cross came in, and I think, Will Nightingale tried to get a touch on it, but it was actually from George Jobson. Who got the touch? I couldn't quite see. Yeah, it was actually Ben Hennigan there who tried to get it. It looked like Will Nightingale at first as he was sliding in to try to clear it, but it was Ben Hennigan with the own goal there, unfortunately, for the Dons. So it's going to be 1-0 Charlton Athletic to start. It's disappointing because these first 10 minutes were definitely controlled by Wimbledon, aside from one opportunity played on the right-hand side to Charlton there. But yeah, it is going to be 1-0 Charlton off of an own goal from Ben Hennigan. Unfortunate. I will get the Giazzo just to show you guys exactly how that happened. That was completely against the run of play, too. The goalkeeper just kind of played it forward, hip height. Oh, I got the Giazzo. Whoops. It wasn't the video Giazzo. It was the regular Giazzo. Very disappointing, to say the least. I don't want to go too far behind, though, because I want to make sure I'm live. Little bit of a midfield battle between Che Alexander and number 7, actually, but number 7 able to turn away from him. I don't have the lineups pulled up yet, but yeah, Charlton knocking around the middle now, trying to create some space. Ayuba Sal defending here, on the right, back to the right to number 2, defended by Oxenen. A little bit of a 1-2 played around him, and then a back into the box. Nice football here coming in from Charlton. Almost another own goal, actually. Maybe not almost, but Nick Zanev tried to dive down to his right and kind of deflected off of Ben Hennigan a little bit, but fortunately didn't end up in the back of the net once again. Imagine if Ben Hennigan got 2 own goals for AFC Wimbledon. That wouldn't be very good. But that was some really nice football played from Charlton. It was a 1-2 played on the right-hand side and another low cross played in. And yeah, it was nicely done there. Anyway, let me get the Giazzo here. Yeah, AFC Wimbledon have a hill to climb once again. Pulling up the GIF real quick. The Giazzo of Charlton's play. Okay, well, it's too long for a Giazzo, so I hope you guys will stick with my word. Not the best clearance there from Nick Zanev on the back pass, but Wimbledon were able to pick it back up once again. Che Alexander on the left-hand side. Can he create something? No, he's forced to play it back to Will Nightingale. Rough early first 14 minutes, even though Wimbledon did play slightly better, I gotta say. Anyway, ball knocked forward to Joe Piggott on the hold-up. Plays it back over to Ryan Longman. Can he create something? No. Unfortunately, the first touch gets ahead of him, but he takes a turn. Left-footed effort, bottom corner finish from Ryan Longman. 1-1, equalizer from AFC Wimbledon. Nicely done there. Initially, it was a ball played forward from Luke O'Neill. And, the hold-up play there from Joe Pigott. Nice touch back over to Ryan Longman on the second touch. I'm going to get that Giazzo there for you guys. Nicely responded there by AFC Wimbledon. Didn't let their heads go down. They continued the press. They continued the pressure on Charlton, and they got their goal. Yeah, initially Ryan Longman, the touch got away from him, but then spun. Bottom corner finish. Nicely done. 1-1. Here we go. Even Steven here at Plough Lane. Charlton, once again, though, on the press. Nicely tackled there by Luke O'Neill as the ball went to the left-hand side. Here's the Giazzo. It may be slightly choppy, but it's better than nothing, I hope. Yeah, initially it looked like Ryan Longman wasn't going to get a chance there because, I did say his first touch got away from him, but he didn't even get a touch in general because the defender kind of hounded him away from the goal. But then he took that first touch with his left foot and then just finished it beautifully in that bottom corner. Ball played over to Ryan Longman on the right. Controls it nicely once again. Back over to Luke O'Neill. Tries to get a cross in, but it was hip height. Easily collected there from Charlton. Yeah, Ryan Longman has kind of had a rough last 7 or 8 games or so. Hasn't really been one of the more influential players, both in terms of chance creation and chance finishing. But he gets back on the score sheet where he belongs. And that's going to boost his confidence. It's nice to see Ryan Longman getting on the score sheet. Yeah, so the over 2.5 is looking very juicy for anybody that placed their bets on that. I don't think we have any bettors here in the chat. But anyway, Charlton looks to me like they gave it away pretty cheaply on that right-hand side. Joe Pigott on the press. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to pick up that the poor pass there. He was able to pressure the Charlton player, though. So throw in here for Wimbledon at the top of the 18. And Charlton are looking a little shaky after that goal. Long throw once again coming in from Che Alexander. Can Wimbledon get a flick? No, the header was won, but Ben Hennigan gets a little bit of a flick there, but referee deemed it a foul as he did kind of push off a little bit. This is what you like to see, though, from Wimbledon. You like to see them press. They've been kind of spotty this season in terms of attacking play. Every now and again they have these flashes of brilliance, but then other times they just struggle to create chances, notably against... in the games against Shrewsbury, even though they did get a goal against them with Ayub Assal. Bristol Rovers, they didn't really create too many chances, and then that was the game in which Mark Robinson decided, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna start Ollie Palmer because every time he has played, he's come in as a sub, he has provided for us in terms of the hold up play, in terms of the first touch off of that hold up play, in terms of the aerial threat. He's not starting today. But, after that 0-0 against Bristol, after we didn't create too many chances, he was just like, nope, I'm starting Ollie Palmer. And then, after a couple of decent performances, notably from Jaakko Oksanen, and I guess Ayub Assal in training, Mark Robinson's like, all right, I'm going to play these guys now. He's been changing a lot of things up recently, but for the better. It's not out of desperation or anything. It's for the better. We're just trying to change things up. We're trying to find ways to create goals, because the last 7 or 8 games our biggest issue has been chance creation. It hasn't necessarily been defensively like it was earlier in the season. Defensively, we've finally picked up our shape. We finally picked it up in terms of the goals conceding category. We've only conceded, if we look at the our last 5 games, not counting this game, starting with the Wigan game, 2, 3, 4 goals in our last 4 games. Usually we concede an average of about 1 per game. I'm not counting that whole game because we conceded 3. We got a clean sheet against Gillingham. Conceded 3 against Peterborough. For the most part, ignore the games in which we conceded 3. Anyway, a ball played on the left-hand side here. Looks to me like, once again, that left-hand side is looking dangerous for Charlton. Turns, spins, number 7, easy collection, easy goal for Charlton. It is 2-1. My goodness. Just as I talk about defensive shape and how we've gotten, for the most part, our defensive shape sorted, Charlton just kind of play it down that channel, that left-hand side. It was a nice through ball played over, and Luke O'Neill lost his man. Number 27, Millar, gets that touch back over to the outside. Easy finish. Nobody was picking up number 7 there, who just came on as a substitute in like the 4th minute because somebody was injured. Jayasimi able to pick it up and able to slot it home to that near post. Very disappointing to say the least after they did get the equalizer, AFC Wimbledon. Yeah, Accrington winning as well. Decent result there, I think. Wait, who are they playing again? I forget. Yeah, they did. They are winning against Wigan, so that's decent. But unfortunately, the Dons are down. Once again. Disappointing to say the least. That's all I gotta say about that particular play. Luke O'Neill, I did mention that every now and again he does tend to lose his mark. In that case, I guess maybe caught ball watching. Ball was played over him. It was a nice run, to be fair, though, by Millar on that left-hand side. And Charlton, so far, 3 decent chances. 2 of them were put away. And 2 of them were through balls played to the left-hand side to Millar. And 1 of them was played on the right side to Jayasimi. They're finding some space on those wings, Charlton are, so far. And they are playing that 4-4-2, so they have some freedom on the left and right-hand sides, respectively, to try to create something. Rough to say the least. Let me change the score. I posted the Giazzo, but I didn't change the score. 2-1 to Charlton in the first 20 minutes of the game. 23rd minute right now. Free kick for Wimbledon. Luke O'Neill pumps it into the box. It looked to me like Joe Pigott got pushed off there, and Joe Pigott was complaining. He was trying to win the header there at the top of the 18. To be fair, I mean, even if he won the header, it would have been a tall task for him to put in the back of the net. But still, thought I saw a little bit of a push off there. But whenever it gets inside the box, the referee will tend to get a little bit lenient with the foul calls, especially if the foul is off the ball. So yeah, it would have been, a penalty candidate, I'd say, but at the same time, it would have been a little soft if the referee had blown it there. So it was kind of like a 50-50. The referee just blew it, let it go. Pigott, if Pigott had gone down, maybe you would have made a case for a penalty there. But since Pigott didn't go down, the referee just thought, no, play on. Anyway, ball pumped up to Joe Pigott once again on the hold-up, knocks it down to Diaco Oxenen. Unfortunately, the knockdown header was a little bit inaccurate there. Now the ball play on the right-hand side to number 9. Tries to make a move around Will Nightingale. But, yeah, knocking it around once again are Charlton, trying to create some space here to play that final ball. Back over to the center once again. Back over to the right-hand side to Gunter. Back over to Jayesimi, who tries to make a move around Nightingale, but Nightingale hounds him pretty nicely and actually wins a throw-in. So nicely done there from Will Nightingale to prevent him from prevent Jayesimi from getting around him. And Jayesimi just got a little bit of a touch out for a throw-in. Will Nightingale has been our bright spot defensively today. Unfortunately, our other defenders really haven't picked up the slack. Ben Hennigan with the own goal. Luke O'Neill getting beat pretty easily on that second goal there from Charlton. Getting beat in terms of the wide area. It was a nice through ball, to be fair, for Charlton. Played over to Millar, and Millar was able to play it down to the center and easy slot for Jayesimi. Yeah, so in terms of possession, the possession's kind of even. Both teams, knocking it around pretty decently, but it's Charlton who are more clinical so far. Still plenty of time for the Dons to try to create something, though. Only the 26th minute here, and honestly, again, I hate that I'm resorting to this, but I'm okay with the draw here, especially considering that Charlton are a decent attacking side. And I'm okay with the draw here, even though they've been draw magnets as of late. Oh my goodness! Free kick came in and nobody picked up number 9, Stockley, the other striker alongside Washington. Nobody picked up Stockley, and he hit that volley first time with the side foot just inside of the 18 on the right side. The shot was just slightly over the bar and it was actually slightly wide there. Sorry, maybe not slightly. It was actually probably like 6 feet wide, but yeah, it was a decent effort there from Stockley, considering that it was high and over his head, so he really had to track the ball the entire way. I'm surprised he didn't lace that one, to be honest. I think lacing that would have been a better option, but he opted to go for the the inside of the foot for accuracy potentially, but instead did not catch the ball as sweetly as he would have liked. Yeah, but so far it looks to me like Charlton are starting to get the better of Wimbledon. In these last 10 minutes, it's been somewhat controlled by Charlton. Even the first 15 minutes were controlled by Wimbledon. Aside from the goal scored in the 11th minute, I think, by Charlton, Wimbledon were able to rebound very nicely. But, of course, another cheap goal. Kind of having flashbacks to the beginning of the season where we give up cheap goals, notably that game against Plymouth, the 4-4. That really got me on the edge of my seat there. I was an emotional wreck that game. And that was the very first video. That was actually the game in which I uploaded my very first AFC Wimbledon video titled "We Bottled It," because we quite literally bottled that game. Well, not quite literally. I should use that term very loosely. Because if you said literally bottled it, you literally take a bottle and you put the game inside the bottle because, they quite metaphorically bottled that game. I'm hungry. Can I eat breakfast already? Kind of want it to be halftime already. But maybe they can scrape another goal before halftime. They look offensively sound enough to be able to score another goal here, even though they've kind of fizzled out in these last 8 minutes or so in terms of chance creation. They've still been playing well across the entire game. Luke O'Neill receiving a switch from George Dobson. Now the ball over to Ryan Longman, as he did receive a pass there from Woodyard. Tried to play it first time to Joe Pickett on the right, but the pass was not accurate enough, but it's picked up once again by Wimbledon. Ben Hennigan here trying to play it forward. Going to try to, initially tried to play it forward to Longman, but the pass was not played with enough conviction, not with enough power there, and it easily rolled out for a throw, and as Mattson was holding Ryan Longman up there, or holding Ryan Longman off, as Ryan Longman had to come back deep in order to try to receive that kind of hospital pass there, I guess, from Ben Hennigan. Oof. Oxenden with a bit of a sketchy situation there as he received a pass from Will Nightingale. The pass was kind of, it was like knee height, and it was the ball was traveling to him at a decent pace. So he tried to pass it back over to Nightingale, but instead it went all the way over to Zanev, who had to run forward and pick that up. I didn't get the Giazzo the second goal, guys, actually, now that I realize it. But yeah, ball played over to the right-hand side here to Stockley. Tries to play the cross in, but nicely defended there by Nightingale to get in the way of it. Nightingale, again, like I said, has been our bright spot defensively. And, yeah, I hope he keeps it up because he has been playing well throughout these last 7 or 8 games or so. He has been one of our more consistent defenders, I must say. And then, of course, Darnell Johnson also playing well defensively, but he is not even on the team sheet because of injury. Asal, he hasn't really received the ball too often so far, but when he has gotten the ball, he has been dangerous in terms of making a couple of runs off the ball, but he hasn't received that final ball from Piggott or from Longman. So not enough of a sample size so far to say how Asal is doing right now. Yes, Will Nightingale is one of our own. Let's go. Yeah, he is born and raised, I think, in Wimbledon. Well, if not, he is at least close. He's in that general vicinity from what I know. Will Nightingale, birthplace, Dethick, United Kingdom, around that general area. Yeah, he is one of our own. If one day Wimbledon do get promoted to the Premier League, which will probably not happen in the next at least decade or so, but I have faith. If it does happen sometime within the next decade, you know that Will Nightingale is going to be our captain through and through. He's going to be there throughout our journey to the championship. At least that's going to be our first step. I don't think we're going to be promoted within the next 2 or 3 years, but maybe 3 years down the line we'll make a push towards that championship spot. And maybe, I don't know, 10 to 12 years from now, hopefully we'll maybe make a push to the Premier League. We're thinking long-term here, guys. It's a long-term project. We were the biggest rising club, I think one of, if not the biggest rising clubs in English history, coming up from the 9th tier and getting promoted all the way to League Two in like 8 or 9 seasons. Yeah. Starting in, 2002. And then getting promoted in, I think, 2011 after beating Luton Town in the semis. And then, it was Luton Town in the final. Very emotional game. But yeah, it took us 9 to 10 seasons, I'd say. Yeah, it took 9 to 10 seasons. But yeah, anyway, hopefully this long-term project will pan out in the end. And I don't think relegation will be in the cards here. Maybe relegation is, a way to kind of, set us down a little bit, set the tone. Anyway, Joe Piggott picks up. Sorry, I'm talking too much. Joe Piggott picks up a kind of a scrappy ball there from Charlton and took a long shot from about 25 yards out, partially deflected out for. No, actually, yeah, it was deflected. It was out for a corner kick there. Number 6 getting a diving header there. Number 6 for, it was Pierce. Anyway, I don't think getting relegated is part of the blueprint here, but if they do get relegated, it'll kind of humble the Dons a little bit. It'll kind of make them go back to reality a little bit and try to kind of recoup. Maybe getting relegated will be the best thing that happens to them over the long term, over the next 5 years or so. But if they do get relegated, you never want to see a team get relegated, even if maybe it'll be for the best. Maybe you'll know they'll get promoted in like a year or two, even if they do get relegated. But still, you don't want to see them getting relegated. League Two, even though it's not really the most quality league in the world, it's very scrappy. I gotta say, it's very scrappy. Teams they like to grind, and anything can happen in those League One games. You can play really well, but then just concede a goal in the dying moments after a team lumps the ball upfield, gets a knockdown. Anything can happen. So Yeah, 35 minutes into the game here, AFC Wimbledon look to me, they're not shaky right now. They're still knocking it around. They're still trying to play their football. They're still trying to create. So that's at least something positive to look at. They're not panicking. They're still playing to their strengths. But they're still not finding those runs from Ryan Longman or from Ayoub Assal on the outsides. They're not active enough so far off the ball. Like I mentioned, Ayoub Assal has not seen enough of the ball yet. And you'd like to see Ryan Longman and Ayoub Assal making those runs off the ball a little bit more actively. Assal is doing decent defensively. He's tracking back and trying to help out defensively. Anyway, Assal is on the ball right now. Let's even create something. I've been kind of berating him a little bit, but makes a nice run, a nice 20-yard run down to the top of the 18, plays a ball over to Ryan Longman. Can he create something? Che Alexander on the overlap, plays it over to Che Alexander. Is he going to get a first-time cross? Is double-teamed, but he's still able to... Is he going to get the cross off? No, he's hesitating. Come on, get that cross in. Still with the ball, still dancing around, still trying to beat his defender. Gets the cross with his right foot. Unfortunately, he was too close to the goalkeeper there. Damn, that's a wasted opportunity. As Sal came in from the midfield, I just said, I've had a lot of cases of commentators curse. I just said that Ayoub Assal has not really been active enough off the ball, but he received the ball, gets a little bit of a 15-yard run down to the top of the box, but he was hounded by the defender, so he was forced to play it over to Longman. Longman played it back over to Che Alexander, but Alexander was on the ball for a good 10 seconds before he got the cross off, and the cross was not placed well enough, unfortunately. Now Charlton back on the ball, knocking it down to Gunter. Playing it back over to the left-hand side, and now back over to the right-hand side. They're switching the ball constantly. That run being made, though, by Morgan, unfortunately, the pass was too deep for Charlton, and it's going to be a throw-in for Wimbledon. I said unfortunately, but I meant unfortunately for Charlton, not unfortunately in general. Don't worry, I'm not cheering for Charlton. I'm not a bandwagon. I'm not a glory hunter. But, yeah. Let's take a look at some results around the league, because that is how we like to roll as an AFC Wimbledon fan. As a desperate AFC Wimbledon fan, trying to look at around the league, trying to find some silver linings to these draws and these losses that we've been experiencing lately. Wigan is down 2-1 still to Accrington. Rochdale down 1. Rochdale's getting relegated, let's be honest here. Rochdale is losing 1-0. Wigan is down 2-1. I already said that. Swindon is winning 1-0 right now against Fleetwood. Fleetwood are like a mid-table side. They're in, they're out. They've won 4 out of the last 5, though, so it's kind of disappointing to see that Fleetwood are dropping points, at least in the live results. Yeah, Swindon is at the topmost relegation spot as it stands with 34. Wigan with 34. Wimbledon with 32. Rochdale with 31. Bristol losing, though. Now that Burton have kind of escaped the shadows a little bit, I think Burton are going to be a team that are not going to be in relegation contention anymore. They are 7 points clear of the relegation zone now. They are losing 1-0, though, to the franchise. But, yeah, the franchise are... Yeah, they're well clear of the relegation zone, 51 points. Yeah, they're okay. They're doing fine for themselves right now. 17 points above relegation. And only 4 points away from the actually no, not top 7. Yeah, 6 points away from the top 6. That's the you have to play 6 in order to qualify for the playoffs. So, yeah, MK Dons have been doing pretty well this season, kind of exceeding expectations, to the detriment, of course, of AFC Wimbledon fans. My dog wanted to come in the room. Anyway, nothing of note right now. AFC Wimbledon just kind of knocking it around the back here, just playing it very patient so far, trying to create something. But now it's back to Zanev, who plays it forward again to Joe Pigott. I don't want to put too much pressure on Joe Pigott, but Joe Pigott wins the knockdown. receives the pass back from Luke O'Neill, trying to create something here, but back to goal. Played it back over to Che Alexander on the right-hand side. Again, the cross was too close to the goalkeeper. So far, the delivery has not been there from Che Alexander. It's kind of disappointing, but now it looks to me like Charlton are breaking the foul committed there by Will Nightingale. Nice tactical foul, but Charlton plays short, and they're going to play it over to the right-hand side for Gunter. Plays the ball into the box, partially deflected there, and the ball ended up back over to Hennigan. Now the ball received by Ryan Longman. Him and Joe Piggott not on the same page, though. He tried to play a little bit of a chip through ball over to Piggott, but unfortunately Piggott was looking for, I think, a run down the middle. Either that or he was looking to receive a square ball or something. I guess they weren't on the same page there, unfortunately. Usually Ryan Longman and Joe Piggott have been a very dynamic duo this season. Piggott playing a through ball over to Longman, who finished it earlier today. And they've seen a couple of times earlier this season in which they've knocked it around amongst each other, but that time they were not on the same page. And looks to me like the Dons are starting to become sloppy. The first half of this first half, they've been knocking around. They've been playing it pretty well. But, Jakob Oxen on the turn there. Tried to play a little bit of a outside of the foot flick over to Ryan Longman. But gave it away. But Ryan Longman looked to me like he was either fouled or somebody else was fouled in the middle of that play. No, I guess the foul was committed earlier that, like when the pass was played over to Oxenen. So Wimbledon get away with that one. Jakob Oxenen initially giving it away, but a foul was committed by Charlton. Ball hoofed up high and forward over to Luke O'Neill. Not able to win the header, but able to win the throw-in at least. Is Che Alexander going to come on this long throw? Looks to me like he will not. Yeah, no, he will. Okay. Unfortunately for Wimbledon, the banner, the side banner is very close to the touchline. Some of these stadiums in League One and in the Championship have these touch lines in which you don't really have that much room to throw the ball in, which is kind of unfortunate. But ball was pumped into the box, won by the center back there. And my commentary is getting fairly boring. I apologize. But yeah, needless to say though, not much happening in these last 10 minutes. Not much happening from either side. It's been kind of a midfield battle, and whenever the ball does get pumped up to the outside mids, the crosses are too close to the goalkeeper, notably from Wimbledon's side. Yeah, I think we're starting to resort to playing kickball once again to Piggott as Zanev tried to play it over to Piggott as a long ball attempt. Ooh, chance on the right-hand side here from Charlton as a shot came in there from Millar. Usually Millar is on the left-hand side, but he got the shot off from the right-hand side. It was Stockley who kind of chest touched it over to Millar. Chest touch and got it back over to him, and it was an inside of the foot effort, kind of like a half volley inside the 18. And beaten away by Zanev. It wasn't the most difficult save in the world, but it forced him to it was, he was on his toes there, Nick Zanev, and forced to make a decent parry. But now Charlton receive it back on the right-hand side here. I say right-hand side, left-hand side a lot. A little bit of a 1-2 played between Morgan and Gunter. Morgan gets a left-footed effort, driven low and hard. Maybe not too hard. It was easily collected there by Zanev. Zanev tried to play it over to Luke O'Neill, and they picked it up, and Luke O'Neill got nutmegged there. My goodness. A little bit of sloppy play there from Zanev as he tried to throw it out to Luke O'Neill, but the throw was a little bit too ahead of him. And looked to me like Millar ended up nutmegging Luke O'Neill there, but took the shot himself, and it was not the best effort. Goal kick here for Wimbledon. Yeah, Luke O'Neill has not had the best first 44 minutes of the game here. Kind of caught ball watching on that second goal. The ball was looped over him, and Millar has been very dangerous on that left side for Charlton. He's been seeing a lot of the ball so far. Friggin' hungry, dude. I just want to eat. A man just wants to eat. Oof. Nice physicality there from. I'm trying to see who's it. Number 7. I keep forgetting his name. It's like a weird one to pronounce. Jayesimi. Jayesimi was kind of holding the ball up, and he played a nice little return pass over to someone down the middle, but unfortunately it kind of escaped him. And yeah, Wimbledon pick it up again. Zanev once again on the ball here is going to play it long. Yeah, he's going to play it long. Hoofs it up once again to Joe Pigott. It seems to me like that's been the story of Joe Pigott's half so far. Pump it up to Pigott. Pump it up to Pigott. Go, Pigott. Receive the ball, Pigott. Go. See what you can do. That's the problem with playing Pigott up top only. You know, you can only do so much. Joe Pigott can't keep carrying Wimbledon on his back here. You know, you got to knock it around a little bit more. Try to, instead of hoofing it up to Pigott, maybe play it to Pigott on the ground, and he can play it back over to Longman or Asal, making a run on the outside mids. And unfortunately, Ryan Longman has been good in flashes so far this game, but hasn't really been active enough off the ball. On the ball, he's been solid. You know, when he's on the ball, he's always looking to break that back line. Anyway, the ball played over to Luke O'Neill. You know, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily Longman or Asal's fault, because we've been playing it. We've been pumping the balls constantly to Joe Pigott, and in the air. And Joe Pigott sometimes wins the knockdown, sometimes doesn't. And sometimes we played it over to Luke O'Neill, to Che Alexander to pump it into the box to Pigott, and to maybe Woodyard winning the header. But, it hasn't worked. I'd like to see Wimbledon knocking it around a little bit more. They knock it around the midfield, but then the final pass is always being pumped into the box from Alexander, from O'Neill, or every now and again the penultimate ball is always played forward, high and forward from the center back position to Pigott. And I think we're too direct right now. We play a couple of passes amongst our midfielders, and then we just play a long ball forward. Yeah, too direct. I want us to knock it around a little bit more. Yeah, 1 minute left in stoppage time. Yeah, another ball played forward. This time to Ayub Asal, making a nice run off the ball there. If we're gonna pump the ball up, at least mix it up. Don't always play to Pigott. Sometimes play it over to Asal or to Longman, who's making a run. Nice run there made by Asal on the right hand side to win the throw in. Che Alexander's gonna be on the end of this here. Nice little flick on by Ben Hennigan. Unfortunately, the second header was won by Charlton there. Picked up by Joe Pigott, who tried to get a little bit of a flick on to Jaakko Oksanen, who was making a run down that left-hand channel. Throw in here, won by Wimbledon. 20 seconds to go in this first half. Maybe they can create something out of nothing here, potentially, to try to get that equalizing goal. But if not, they're only going to go into the half one goal down. Still plenty of time to create something. My voice has been cracking a lot in this particular stream so far. Alexander being double-teamed here, winning the throw-in once again, but will the referee blow the whistle? Yes, he will. Unfortunate. Ryan Longman got that equalizing goal, but then they gave away a goal 5 minutes later. Kind of getting some flashbacks earlier in the season in which we get an equalizer and then we concede right after. Oh well. It is what it is. 2-1 at the half here. I'm going to be stopping this scoreboard here. Not too much to say. First 15 minutes were controlled pretty well by Wimbledon. They were knocking it around pretty well. But then they conceded, they scored, and then they conceded. And then after Charlton's second goal, they kind of, I wouldn't say they played desperately, but they played a little bit more direct. And I feel like if we're only playing one up top with Pigott, I feel like, yes, you can play it up to him every now and again, but, they played it up to him kind of frequently. And it would either be, playing it up to him or playing it to Alexander or Luke O'Neill to pump it in the box. And every now and again, you would see a run from Asal or from Longman, but it wouldn't be frequent enough. They played too direct after conceding that second goal. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we can bring in Ollie Palmer. If we're gonna stick to that direct path, we're gonna maybe have Ollie Palmer coming in. I think that would be of their utmost benefit. If not, then just play a little bit more on the feet, on the ground, and maybe have Jack Rodoni coming in. Maybe not early in the half, because Longman and Asal, when they did receive the ball, they were dangerous. So I don't think Rodoni should come in, to start the half. But maybe Woodyard coming off potentially for Chislett. Woodyard really hasn't seen the ball too much in this half. Played well defensively, though. He did track back defensively, to be fair, whenever Charlton did receive the ball. But maybe Woodyard coming off for Ethan Chislett is an option, as Longman and Asal are dangerous enough on those wings to keep him on at least for another 15, 20 minutes. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah, I'm gonna eat now. I'm hungry, so I'll be right back.
trades. Jake Paul seemed to know what he was doing. Granted, it was against Nate Robinson.
I have returned. The Jagster is back. So I do this thing, right? Every now and again, I have ice cream and banana. I know that sounds weird. Not a banana split per se, but like I chop it up into little pieces and I put it in a bowl. So like usually I thaw that out while I make myself like a sandwich or something like that, or I have something else like eggs or something. I forgot to thaw out my ice cream. So right now I'm just going to sit with my ice cream, wait for it to thaw out, and literally as I'm watching the game, I'm going to be scooping my ice cream and like cutting my banana up as the game's going on. So yeah, just those things that happen in life. You forget to thaw out the ice cream. Lesson learned, kids. Don't forget to thaw out the ice cream. Okay. Well, my dog wants to leave the room. Wait, over here. Bella, over here. Bella, over here. Over here. No, Bella, this way, over here. Dang it. I'm trying to... That's my fault. My mic was muted. I don't know sign language. That was my fault though. I was muted. I just realized right now. Anyway, how you doing? So basically, what I was talking about earlier is that usually I like to eat ice cream and banana. I know it sounds kind of weird, but not necessarily banana split. But I like to chop it up in pieces. I forgot to actually thaw out my ice cream, so I brought the ice cream with me, and I brought a plate and the banana and whatever. So I'm actually going to be making that as the game goes on. But anyway, I was also talking about how Charlton early in the half were already doing pretty well, and Will Nightingale has been playing very good defensively this game as well as this season. He already got like 3 clearances so far in this half in the first 2 minutes. He won a couple headers, got a cut off a cross that was coming in, stuck his foot out. Had that cross not come out, could have gone to the back post, for example. So Will Nightingale in this half has already gotten like 3 or 4 clearances, so fair play to him. And in that particular attack, it was Joe Pigott winning the ball in the middle of the field, getting it over to Asal, and Asal breaking using his pace. Maybe could have laid it back off to Joe Pigott, but instead he took it upon himself to try to take that shot, and it was deflected. So Ayub Asal, even though he hasn't had the ball too much so far, when he's gotten the ball, he's been always looking to break that back line every single time. He's always looking to attack. That's the first thing on his mind. Oh, shit. Okay. Let me rewind a little bit just to be able to better explain what just occurred. So Jakob Oxen took the corner. It was initially cleared. It was pumped back into the box by Luke O'Neill, and it was like a flick header by Nightingale to that far post, actually. And the goalkeeper kind of scooped it up on the line there. So it could have been dangerous if the goalkeeper had made a mess of that initially, but it was easily collected. But it looked to me like it could have easily trickled into the goal. Yeah, the ball pumped back into the box by Luke O'Neill after the initial header clear, headed back into the box, and Nightingale got his head to it, wrapped his head around pretty nicely considering that he was initially his back was towards goal, so he kind of just extended his neck. Nice header there initially, but not enough power being generated on that one. Anyway. Ball played over to Luke O'Neill on the right-hand side. Ryan Longman on the overlap. He can play him, yes. First touch, it actually takes it down the 18-yard box. Completely dumbfounded his defender, but wasn't able to get a ball into the box. Still knocking around Wimbledon. Nice ball from Che Alexander over to Luke O'Neill. Can he find a cross? Yes, he can with his left foot. Puts it in, and it is headed clear, but back over to Woodyard. Heads it down to Ryan Longman. Gets the shot off. It was blocked, and now it's out for a throw-in. Nicely done from Wimbledon so far here in this second half. They've responded very well. I lost a couple viewers ever since nobody could hear me, so I lost a couple viewers there. My bad, guys. But cross came in, flick from Hennigan. Unfortunately cleared away, but back over to Alexander. Can he get a cross with his right foot? Yes, he can. Cleared away. Back over to George Dobson, top of the box. Unfortunately not able to find Che Alexander. The pass is way ahead of him there. Yeah, my bad on that one. I went from like 5 viewers to like 1 after that little predicament where nobody could hear me. My bad. Okay. So let's see if they can continue the momentum here, because so far they've already come out flying, except for the first 2 minutes where they were kind of put on the back foot by Charlton. But after that, they've been coming out guns blazing. Let's see if they can keep this up. I can't speak today. Jeez. Okay. Nice header there, won by Ben Hennigan off the throw-in, and now Ryan Longman is on the break. His third touch was a little too heavy, though, so cleared away by Charlton. But now back over to Wimbledon, now with Will Nightingale. Ben Hennigan knocking around a little bit. Woodyard's playing a little more deep here. And I find that interesting. Is Woodyard playing as a right back now? No, he's not playing as a right back, but he's playing very deep for an attacking mid. I think at this point, Ethan Chislett coming on for Woodyard potentially may not be the... may be a decent idea. Woodyard again coming in deep. Plays it to the left to Che Alexander. Che Alexander with plenty of space to run here. Let's see if he can find somebody. Maybe on the left-hand side, Ryan Longman. No, instead finds Luke O'Neill once again coming up from that right back position. Cuts it to his left. Cuts it to his left, but plays a right-footed cross, kind of fading away from the goal. Interesting. It was a decent ball in. Headed clear, though. And now, Luke O'Neill tracking back defensively, able to win a cross-field switching pass there. I farted. My bad. Charlton still have the ball, though, knocking it around with Millar and Shinnie. And then Jassimi gets it back over to the right-hand side. Forster Kasky. Nice ball over to number 12. Nicely defended there by George Dobson as Shinnie made that run down the right-hand side. And, I could have easily gotten that touch around George Dobson if George Dobson hadn't been tracking back defensively. But nice tackle there. Won by Dobson. I think at this point, you gotta bring in Ethan Chislett, right? Because now Wimbledon are starting to possess a little bit more. They're not hoofing the ball upfield as often. Nicely defended by George Dobson there as Jayassimi tried to go one way, then the other. Left foot, left foot. Tried to get around him, but couldn't find space to get around Dobson. And then the maybe like the fifth touch was a cross in, an attempted cross in, but nicely defended there. George Dobson has been very solid defensively for us, I must say. Oof. Ball kind of pinballing around a little bit, but Wimbledon on the break. Yeah, Ryan Longman, nice 1-2 with Jaakko Oxenden. Now Longman's on the break on the right-hand side. Takes a heavy first touch towards goal. Can he bring the ball down? Gets a cross in and almost receiving the end of that one was, it looked to me, I actually couldn't see who that was. I think that might have been who was that? Let me go back 10 seconds. Yeah, Oxenden, after getting it over to Ryan Longman, makes that run back into the box, and it was just slightly ahead of him. Couldn't reach out his foot to get the touch on the end of that at the top of the 6. That was a good effort there. I will Giazzo that one. Yeah, I didn't get the touch there, the initial 1-2. Woodyard tried to get it to the left-hand side to Che Alexander, but Alexander was not initially making that run up. He was staying back defensively, and now Charlton pick it up. There's the Giazzo. Unfortunately, I didn't capture the 1-2 that was played in between Oxenden and Longman. Just know that there was an initial clearance. Longman picked it up around the midfield, took a couple touches, passed it over to Oxenden. Oxenden first time back to Longman. Alright, time to make my ice cream split, or banana split, even though I cut it in pieces. I don't actually cut it in half. This is kind of makeshift right now, because I usually make it while in the dining room, but I usually don't do it in my room. If I do, I bring it up to my room already prepared. Gotta see how much I want. On the right-hand side here for Charlton, though, defended by Che Alexander. Number 7, playing the ball in. I always forget his name. Jayesimi, I think his name is. Oh, nice touch there by number 12. Kind of turning it around. I'm Ghiazzoing that one. That was actually a pretty nice... You got to admire it. Even if I'm not a Charlton fan, you got to admire the skill there. The shot was just wide. Unfortunately, my Ghiazzo lagged again. Yeah, number 12 there. Shinny. The ball was kind of placed sort of knee height, and he just kind of touched it around, and with his left foot, just really nice control there from Shinny. And yeah, the shot was kind of dragged just wide because the Ghiazzo did lag a little bit, but Alexander on the left, back over to Ryan Longman. Ryan Longman making a run off the ball on the left, but unfortunately nobody was able to find him. The switch from Che Alexander, actually it was a cross attempt. I thought it might have been a switch attempt, but nobody home, nobody inside the box there. I don't have a knife. Usually I use a knife, but I'm using my mouth. Ignore me, guys. If I was making this for somebody else, obviously I wouldn't be doing this, but I'm eating it, so might as well. Left-hand side here, Charlton are starting to... Okay, I thought they were starting to break there, but nicely defended there by Alex Woodyard. He's playing very deep in this half, even as he is a attacking mid. Is he playing? He's not playing right back. There's no way. He's been playing deep and kind of on that right-hand side a little bit more than the left, but yeah, I just think he's trying to play anywhere he can, right? Alex Woodyard can play from anywhere. You can put him in a set role, but he'll go anywhere around the field in order to help Wimbledon out. So that's what you like to see. The work rate is very much there for Alex Woodyard. No subs coming in here yet for Mark Robinson, and it looks to me like nobody is lining up to sub either. So I think Mark Robinson is content with this side, even though they are down 2-1. I think for the most part the Dons are playing pretty decently. Ignore me, guys. I'm just making a banana split with little pieces of banana. Long ball high and not too far forward from Zanev. Unfortunately, it was picked up by Charlton in Wimbledon's half. They're starting to knock it around a little bit. Number 27 starts with an M. I forgot his name. Millar, I think his name is, yeah. They're starting to knock it around. Charlton with the switch over to Jayesimi. Jayesimi, defended by Che Alexander. Jayesimi brings it to his right, completely dumbfounds Che Alexander with the fake shot there. Gets it back over to number 12, tries to get it back over to Jayesimi, but it was easily picked up there after it was partially deflected by Ben Hennigan. Picked up there by Che Alexander. Unfortunately, Pickett's first touch off the partial clearance was a little bit too heavy. It does get fouled, though. It looks to me like we do have subs coming on. Nesta Guinness Walker coming in for Luke O'Neill. And Jack Redoni coming in for Ayuba Sal, maybe? We're about to find out. The number's up. It'll be Ayuba Sal coming off. Okay. Fair play to Asal. He didn't receive the ball too often in the game. I kind of berated. I was kind of harsh on him in the first half. I said that he was not active enough off the ball, but they didn't really resort to playing it to Asal or to Longman too often in that first half. A lot of it was to Piggott. A lot of it was to Alexander and O'Neill to pump the ball in the box. But yeah, I mean, when he had the ball, he was dangerous. But now it looks to me like we're just bringing out some fresh legs. Jack Redoni, a little bit more of a seasoned player. also a young star, a little slightly older than Asal, but he's still a youngster. But in terms of in terms of AFC Wimbledon, he's a little bit more of a seasoned vet, if you will, compared to a USL. So yeah, Rodoni's going to be coming on here. I like that substitution. Alexander on the right here tries to create some space, puts it into the box with his left foot, intended for Longman, but unfortunately, Famueo was able to not win the header, but at least prevent Ryan Longman from jumping up for the cross, as he did defend that pretty well. Was able to hound Ryan Longman there, kind of defensively there, but yeah, I'm just setting this up real quick. Yes! Yeah! Yes! Yes! Dude, there was a short goal kick, and they have completely bottled it. Pierce just tried to pass it back to the goalkeeper. It was a hospital ball. And AFC Wimbledon equalized. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Dude, I cannot believe my eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Giazzoing this. Oh my god. Oh my god. I do not believe what I just saw. It's Christmas already, apparently. It is an absolute gift. I do not believe it. I was looking down. I'm like, I'm still prepping my food. All of a sudden, I see the back pass. Luckily, thank God I saw the play from its entirety. Maybe not its entirety. I didn't see the initial pass, but I saw the back pass that was completely screwed up. Oh my God! We take those. We take anything that we can get at this point in time. Man, if you're Charlton, that's a complete let-off. That is a complete let-off. Come on. We're back in this, baby. Let's go. Ooh, Joe Pickett gets brought down off of the clearance there from Nick Zanev. And Wimbledon are on the break here. Let's go. Yeah, so Rodoni back over to Ness against Walker on the left-hand side. The two substitutions, cross was partially deflected and then cleared afterwards. That's going to be a throw-in for the Dons now. Oh, man. Let's wash that particular moment down with some ice cream. Let's sweeten it up a little bit. Feels good. Now, if they can round this off with a win, this is going to be absolutely freaking huge. Throw-in coming in, initially won there by the center back. Cleared away. Ooh, it's a nice first touch by number 27 to start to break away. And it was, foul by Jakob Oxenen. Is he going to receive a yellow here? No yellow. Okay, good. It's just a talking to here for Jakob Oxenen. My God. I still can't believe it. I still cannot believe that just happened. I'm watching it on iFollow. Unfortunately, that's the only method that you can watch it here in the U.S. Over in England, I still think you need to have iFollow in order to watch teams from EFL League One and under. But if you're just coming in, I do this thing where I capture certain clips of the game using a thing called Giazzo GIF, Gyazo. And if you're just coming in now, watch this. This is absolutely insane. Maybe not insane, but it's just so preventable if you're Charlton. But yeah, I am a Dons fan. Needless to say, I was absolutely ecstatic over that one. No, it's not, unfortunately. If you live in the U.S., you have to pay a subscription. I think it's like $20 a month, or for a year it's like a little over $200. It's not fun. If you're in the UK, I don't think they have a season video pass. It's only a monthly video pass, which kind of sucks, honestly, because you'd think that if you live in the native country in which the games are being played, you'd have more options. But yeah, I bought the year pass. Needless to say, I forked up a good $200, but it's not too bad for me because I invest in the stock market and crypto, and I make a decent amount of money on the side. So I'm like, yeah, why not splurge a little bit? And how I even became a Dons fan in the first place. I sound like a broken record while saying this because I've said this many times in the past, but FIFA 16 career mode, I played as them in the career mode. I tried to bring them up to the Premier League in the hardest difficulty setting, but then I started following them. I'm like, yeah, let's see how they're doing. But I became a full-fledged supporter after I found out about their story. They started all the way from the bottom after their club got bought out, and they got promoted all the way to the fourth tier in about 9 to 10 seasons. And I became a fan of that. So yeah, sure. Cheers. The championship have some games in which they stream. Other games I think you have to watch with iFollow. But oh man, I feel for you, man. That second goal was terribly conceded. But so I'm assuming you're just coming in now. I'm going to recap the game, essentially. The first 15 minutes or so were kind of controlled by Wimbledon. Every now and again, Charlton would get it on the left-hand and the right-hand side, but they were able to capitalize on an opportunity on the left. It was just the two goals conceded by Wimbledon were kind of scrappy. The first goal was scored by Jayisami, who came on in the 4th minute for Washington after he got injured. And it was a ball on the left-hand side. It was an easy ball, ground cross to Jayesami, who was unmarked, really, at around the top of the 6 and just kind of slotted it. Wimbledon responded very well. Got a goal with a 1-2 from Piggott and Longman. Charlton responded very well after that goal, though. And it was a goal by Stockley. Another ball played to the left-hand side and kind of a cross played into the box, I think. But in terms of the match in general, both teams kind of even in the possession stat, 45 for Wimbledon, 55 for Charlton. Both teams creating decent chances. I'd say right now 2-2 is the deserved result. In the second half, Charlton came out flying in the first 2 to 3 minutes. Couple of balls pumped into the box, couple of half chances, defended very nicely by Will Nightingale. But then Wimbledon came back strong, like from the 50th to 70th minute. They've knocked it around pretty well. Putting a little bit of pressure on that Charlton back line, and I guess their goal came from a bit of a scrappy mistake there from Charlton. But yeah, you guys are in what position right now? Like 7th or 8th? Well, in the live results, you guys are in 6th. So yeah, right now you guys are just barely teetering in that playoff position. Portsmouth just behind you guys with 55, but they lost 4 out of their last 5, which is kind of rare for a team of Portsmouth's caliber. Anyway, Joe Piggott played it over to the right-hand side to Ryan Longman. Can he create something? Ooh, nice step over to his left foot, try to create space for a shot. It was blocked. Ball found its way back over to Nesta Guinness-Walker. Let's see if he can find some space. Gets it over to Redoni. Nesta Guinness-Walker on the overlap once again. Nicely defended there by... I think that was Gunter. Throw in for Wimbledon, though. Now back over to Redoni. Back over to Guinness-Walker. I have to eat my ice cream because it's melting. Switches the play to Che Alexander. Redoni and Alexander knocking around a little bit. Nice first touch by Alexander over to Joe Piggott. Joe Piggott on the right-hand side. Almost gets a near-post effort. The goalkeeper kind of came off his line. His positioning was not the best. And Joe Piggott tried to curl it around him. Gets it off the post. That's what you like to see from the Dons. Knocking around very nicely. And Joe Piggott almost converting. There's a nice ball over. Yeah, the goalkeeper was just slightly out of position there upon that through ball to Joe Piggott. I will send the Ghiazza right now to show you exactly what I'm talking about. That could have been that easily could have been a third there for Wimbledon. You give Joe Piggott an inch, he'll take a mile. Definitely. Anyway, a little bit of a counter-attacking play opportunity there from Charlton, as I think that's JF. I forget his name. JSME, yeah, it was a little bit of a kind of like a hip height through ball, but unfortunately wasn't able to get on the end of it. Man, Joe Piggott usually when he's on the right end of an attacking opportunity, he will bury it. Unfortunately, not that time. Long ball attempt played over to Joe Piggott. He does win it on the top of the top of the 18-yard box on the left-hand side. Ryan Longman receives the pass now back over to Oxen and back over to Piggott. Piggott's playing a little bit wide right now. Usually he plays as the central striker, of course, but he's hooking out wide, making those runs. Of course, he is the lone striker, so he has a lot of freedom in that final third to move laterally. A little bit of a 3-on-3 opportunity there from Charlton, but unfortunately for them, who is that came on? Aneke, who came on. Charlton's leading goal scorer, actually, coming on, was offside off of the 1-2 opportunity between him and JSME being played there. Unfortunately, Aneke made his run a little bit too far there for Charlton. Again, I said unfortunately as if I were cheering for Charlton, but I meant unfortunately for Charlton. It's just the word choice there. Goal kick coming in here for Charlton after a botched through ball attempt. Gets in there. Crew leading 1-0 against North. My mind is all over the place. Sorry, Crew Alexandra leading 1-0 against Northampton. Very good result for Wimbledon, as Northampton is a relegation rival for the Dons. So very good result. As it stands right now, there are a lot of good results right now for the Dons. Northampton losing, Wigan losing to Accrington 3-1, Rochdale losing 2-1, Bristol Rovers losing 2-0 to Plymouth. And Plymouth are they're kind of a mid to bottom table side. But for Plymouth to be winning 2-0 right now is absolutely vital right now for AFC Wimbledon's relegation survival hopes. Yes, good result. Very good. A little bit of a giveaway from Charlton, but it looks to me like Woodyard's first touch was a bad one, so he gives it away. Nicely defended there by... I missed it. Let me rewind. Jaakko Oxenden on the press. Nicely done. Shoulder to shoulder, then puts his foot in. I'm 10 seconds behind right now because I rewinded. But Jack Redoni playing it to the right for Ryan Longman. You know he likes to use his pace. Instead, he plays the ball into the box all the way to the far post. Actually, that was an intended cross, but that could have easily trickled into the back of the net. The ball just slightly to the left of the frame, and the goalkeeper looked maybe not beaten, but he was tracking back. He was forced to track back, but in the end, I think he just let it go because he knew it was going out in the end. But had that been on frame, that could have easily challenged the keeper, maybe forced a top-hand save potentially over the bar. But it looks to me a substitution is occurring now for Charlton. It's going to be number 29. It's going to be Ronnie Schwartz. I'm surprised Ben Watson's not coming in. Ben Watson, of course, the hero for Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup against Manchester City years back. I think Ben Watson's a little older now, so maybe he's a little bit more of a veteran type of player. So, yeah, I haven't been following Ben Watson really individually, but I'm not sure how he is now. Anyway, a little chip through ball played over to Joe Piggott on the left-hand side. Again, he has that freedom to move laterally if he wishes. Looking to create some space for a shot potentially. Instead, does get it over to
Woodyard. Now back to Alexander at the top of the box. Gets across into the box, initially cleared. Jakob Oksanen back to Ryan Longman, tries to play a threading through ball to Joe Pigott, but Joe Pigott was slightly late on the run. Usually that's a dynamic duo, but unfortunately on a couple occasions today they haven't been on the same page. If Joe Pigott made that run initially, it was, to be fair, it was a first-time ball from Ryan Longman at the top of the 18, plays a little bit of a threading ball in, but unfortunately Pigott wasn't able to get on that. But still on the ball here are Wimbledon. Alexander plays to Rodoni. Rodoni could have easily taken a touch to the right, but instead he plays it back to Woodyard down the center. And they give the ball away. Rodoni on the foul. Drags, looks to me like he dragged down number 15 there, Darren Prattley. Very distraught, though. He didn't feel like he committed the foul there. Maybe went down a little bit easily there, but he did have his arm over the shoulder. It looked to me like he did partially drag him down there. But Wimbledon are getting the better of Charlton in this second half. It was kind of even before Wimbledon's goal. Both teams kind of attacking like for like. But after that terrible goal conceded by Charlton, probably the worst goal you could ever concede, like a short goal kick, the pass back to the goalkeeper was a hospital ball, to say the least, and Longman was on the end of it. But after that, Charlton just haven't really looked... They've been looking a little shaky. They've been giving the ball away a couple of times in the midfield. Every now and again, they play a nice ball over to Millar or to Morgan, but then they're not able to get on the end of the cross. Fair play to Nightingale and Hennigan for winning headers defensively. And Nightingale all game has been really solid. I can't say enough about Will Nightingale today. He has been absolutely sharp. And kind of saved our asses on multiple occasions. So credit to Will Nightingale. Yeah. Dude, I honestly feel for you. Like, I feel for Charlton fans everywhere, especially if they actually have live follow and they're actually watching this game. As soon as that happened, I could just see Charlton fans collectively everywhere just screaming at the TV. No, I'm watching through iFollow. It's a subscription service. In the U.S., you can buy or anywhere outside the U.K., you can buy a yearly subscription service for about $200, a little over $200. Close to £200, kind of expensive, honestly. But I do invest, and I plan on investing long term. So I make a little extra money on the side, so it doesn't bother me. And then in the UK, you can only buy monthly video passes, which is kind of unfortunate. You can't buy the whole season pass, but it's iFollow. It's a subscription service for any team that's below the championship. You can, as long as you pay per month or something, you can watch your team. But what I do is I post Giazos in the chat every now and again whenever something crazy happens. So I'll keep you guys updated with the Giazos if anything happens. No, unfortunately I can't do that due to iFollow copyright. I may get my channel taken down or something if I do that. But yeah, I'm certainly doing my best to make sure I give a play-by-play commentary and post some Giazos in the chat as well. Giazo basically is a application, a software you can use to capture little clips, and I just post the link whenever something happens. But anyway, Jack Rodoni here on the right-hand side. Nice little 1-2 between him and Longman. Unfortunately, Rodoni's first touch was a little bit heavy, so it was picked off by Charlton. Charlton knocking it around a little bit in the midfield here. I'm guessing you were able to see that goal, or that own goal rather, on Twitter. I don't know, maybe on Twitter or something. Yeah, Ollie Palmer. Yeah, it's time to get in. Time to get in, Ollie Palmer. Maybe he can come in and provide an aerial threat. Maybe get a last-minute winner, or maybe knock it down for Joe Pigott, because in that first half we put a little bit too much pressure on Pigott. This time we're not hoofing the ball up as much. We're playing a little bit more possession-based. But yeah, it'd be nice to see Ollie Palmer coming in maybe for Alex Woodyard, and then maybe transition into a 4-4-2 potentially. Nessa gets a walk on the left, gets across. Joe Pigott with a nice first touch and tries to turn and shoot it. Free kick at the top of the box after Jack Rodoni was fouled. I will get the Giazzo of that one. I think that is Giazzoable. if what I said there makes any sense. Yeah, you guys are teetering like barely in that sixth place spot, the promotion zone. Come on, real Dons. Yes, James. Come on, real Dons. We're not the Dons. We're not the real Dons on paper, but we're the real Dons in essence. That's all that matters. Anyway, there's the Giazzo. I actually missed Joe Pickett's shot, but basically he just took a very nice first touch, and then turned towards goal and tried to hit it on the fly, but it was deflected. Top of the box here, Jack Rodoni with a very nice opportunity here to put it away for the Dons. I'm gonna Giazzo this one. Joe Pickett maybe could take this one. Pickett! Oof! Beaten away. Yeah, I was thinking, wait, is Rodoni going to take this one? No, it was actually Pickett. Pickett had a really nice free kick goal against Plymouth from around that same spot. And this time it wasn't in the top corner. It was a little bit closer to the goalkeeper, so the goalkeeper was able to beat it away. Especially since the keeper kind of cheated a little bit. His starting position was kind of close to the center. Joe Pickett still opted to go for that top left-hand corner, despite the goalkeeper kind of positioning himself to be able to save that. But, yeah, here's the Giazzo. And it looks to me like Charlton are knocking around plays. Oh, okay. All right, initially it was a through ball there, but it was a handball in the end. It was a through ball over to Stockley, who was inside the box looking to take a first touch and then just maybe hit it on the fly. But his first touch brought the ball got brought up and hit his hand, so handball there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dons get a last minute winner here. Knowing that they haven't had a win in their last like 7 or 8, my logic tells me, the logical part of my brain is telling me that this is going to end 2-2, but my heart says Wimbledon will score here, and I do think they can. I do think that they're pressing Charlton right now. Charlton are on the back foot here. They've been kind of shaken up ever since that second goal that they conceded. It was a really poor goal to concede, to be fair. So I think that would shake up most teams, but right now, I do think the Dons are very much in position to take this one home if they can take their chances. Charlton are drawing Wimbledon. I know. We're not the best side. And typically when teams drop points to Wimbledon, I notice, like when I go to the highlight videos on the comment section, people are like, come on, we shouldn't have dropped points to Wimbledon. But yeah. I mean, Wimbledon are a decent side on their day. It's just they don't always harness that potential. They're kind of inconsistent offensively. Inconsistent in general, because this season, in the beginning of the season, they were just a defensive... They just collapsed defensively on like half their games. They would concede a goal every time they would score one. The later half of the season, the problems were offensive. They just couldn't create enough chances. They weren't active enough off the ball, for example. And then when they do create chances, they wouldn't. Ryan Longman, Shane McLaughlin, had a hard time finishing some chances this season. But Wimbledon are a good side if they are on their day. But yeah, they absolutely need... I shouldn't say they need to win, because Wimbledon, the other games are favorable to them. Northampton are losing, Wigan are losing, Bristol are losing, Rochdale are drawing right now, and they still have a game in hand against the likes of Northampton, Wigan, and Bristol, and Swindon as well. So it's not a must-win per se. But it would be nice to come away with the 3 points here. If they do come away with the 3 points, they're going to be out of the relegation zone with a game in hand. So I think if they do get the win here, they're going to set themselves very nicely for the last half of the season. Longman hat trick could happen. Nesta Guinness Walker on the left plays a initially nice through ball down the left-hand side, but it looks to me like whoever that was making the run, I think it might have been, it was either Longman or Rodoni. I didn't capture who it was, but wasn't on the same page with the run there. And it's going to be a goal kick here. I wonder how much stoppage time is going to be. Probably like 3 minutes. I don't really think there were too many injuries in this case. But yeah, if I were to make a final prediction here, I do think it's going to be 2-2. Obviously, there's only like 3 minutes left, so that prediction is not really... It doesn't take a wizard to see this game ending 2-2. But if there were to be somebody that will score, it'll be Wimbledon. And if they do, I think it'll be Joe Pigott getting on the score sheet today. Although Ryan Longman getting a hat trick could also be in the cards. We are now into stoppage time. Charlton knocking it around a little bit with number 8, Forster Casey. Plays it to the right-hand side for No, not Stockley. It's a different player. Tries to get across him, but it was low and easily cut out there by Will Nightingale once again. Will Nightingale has been solid all game. Charlton just looking to knock it around the right-hand side here. Number 10 now on the ball. I forgot his name. Aneke. Aneke back, receives the pass once again. The top goal scorer for Charlton hits it low and hard into the near post. Initially beaten away by Nick Zanev. Wasn't the best rebound to concede it. The rebound went to the top of the box, but luckily it deflected off the Charlton foot and went back over to Zanev, who was already lying on the floor after that initial save. And yeah. No, it actually went off Hennigan, but... Yeah, let me Giazzo that one just to show you guys how close that was for an equalizer for Charlton. It was like a half chance, but it was a decent strike there from Aneke. It kind of created something out of nothing there. He didn't have the best angle, but he drove it low and hard. Now it's on the left-hand side to number 22. Nice tackle there by George Dobson. George Dobson, plays a center defensive mid-roll for Wimbledon, and he gets stuck in the tackle. When he does get in the tackle, he gets stuck in. And so that was a nice tackle there. About a minute and a half left. There was 3 minutes of stoppage time. Minute and a half left at this point. There's the Giazzo there from the opportunity there for Charlton. Decent effort there. I say there a lot. But very close to being a game winner there for Charlton. That being said, though, I'd be fine with the point here. If I were a Dons fan watching this one, I'd be perfectly fine with the point. But a win here would be absolutely monumental. If they get a game winner here, I'm just gonna go crazy. I already kind of went crazy over the second goal because it was especially because it was so unexpected, right? Because I was like taking a bite out of my food. And then I look up just to see a hospital ball and Ryan Longman putting it away. Like, this is so unexpected. But those are the kinds of goals that honestly make you the most excited and make you the most hyped, are the ones that just happen out of nothing, happen completely against the run of play. Only about 20 seconds to go here, though. Looks to me like it's going to be 2-2 at the end of this one. Doesn't look to me like it's like anything's going to occur. Yeah. I was telling one of my friends in a Discord chat that I'm watching the Wimbledon game. I have a couple friends from the UK, and they reacted with a bed emoji, like implying that it's boring. It's like a snooze fest or whatever. Like, I'm gonna fall asleep watching the game. But he's an Arsenal fan, and I have another friend that's also a Tottenham fan in that same chat. So anytime they play, they talk shit. But obviously Arsenal winning the last North London derby. Anyway, game ends 2-2. I'm fine with it, personally. Especially since they played decently. I thought that they did enough maybe to win. I don't think that... I think they did enough to win, but I don't think they deserve to win 100% per se. I do think 2-2 is the fair result here. Because Charlton had their chances. They had flashes of brilliance. notably whenever they played it over to the right hand side to the likes of Jayesimi and sometimes Millar on that left hand side too. They would make those runs on the outside and play some balls into the box. They were very active on the midfield roles. Every now and again, you saw Shinnie from that center attacking mid role going up to inside the box, making a run or two. Maybe playing a final incisive pass over to Stockley. But yeah, I do think 2-2 is the deserved result in the end, even though the second goal for Wimbledon came from an absolute gift from the center back Pierce, who would try to play it back over to Amos on a short goal kick, but needless to say, made a complete mess of it. So that being said, decent result for the Dons and a game in hand. So there you go. I'll see you guys on Tuesday whenever they play. Who they play again? The Dons play Northampton. Okay, that's a winnable game. And they're going to be playing that one at home. It's going to be their final 3-game home stretch. They're going to be playing Northampton at home. And then they play Plymouth. So Northampton, Plymouth, and then Fleetwood. Those are the next 3 games. Very winnable for the Dons. So now's the time to start making a push. Now is the time to start putting a stamp on this relegation battle. So that being said, I'll see you guys on